Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first department-specific info session with our wonderful chair of animation, Kadi. Feel free to wave or unmute and say hi if you would like.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. So exciting.
So exciting. So we're going to get rolling pretty quickly here. We might be joined by another animation alumni. And then we're good. This is how it's going to work. Basically, we're going to just give you a quick overview of the animation program. We'll talk about the assignments to get into the program, and then we will open it up for questions. If you have a question, go ahead and put it in the chat. And at the end of the slide presentation, you could even unmute if you feel so bold to unmute and ask your question. And if not, just put them in the chat and we will get to it. So without further ado, let's get rolling. So this is the animation program 2024. You're going to explore diverse experimental and traditional animation techniques. You're going to get a lot of, one-on-one attention with your instructors. You're going to get a lot of experience. Faculty and visiting artists are leading professionals in their field. Trust me when I say this, you're going to want to work with these people. It's pretty incredible minds, artists, professionals. It's going to be, your eyes are going to pop out of your head. It's going to be so great. Our students are hardworking and they're open to new ideas and ways of exploring. It's all about nimble learning. It's all about flexibility. We're going to load you up with lots of work. We're going to, expose you to lots of different things that you've never done before. And you want to make sure that you are prepared and ready to work really hard and expand your mind, expand your technique, and create, basically. And then you'll complete about 5 animated projects, correct me if I'm wrong, Kadi, during the 4 weeks at CSET. That's pretty intense. This is basically a crash course in this incredible medium. So come prepared to work. Have I covered everything, Kadi?
You got it so right. And yes, we're doing a program where you are going to be working all the time and you're going to love it because you're going to be with people who do the same thing and passionate about the same thing. That's the point of CISA animation and I guess the whole entire CISA experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's the animation overview for your experience in the animation program. Now let's get to these assignments for the application. So your first assignment, it's one drawing or painting of your favorite artist. You can choose a fine artist, a singer, a writer, an actor, an illustrator, just somebody that really speaks to you. You're going to use an original style and technique to express who they are. And any material is welcome from digital to analog. And you want to make sure you find a drawing tool that helps demonstrate their personality. Anything to add, Kadi?
This is it. And I think what I'd like you guys to think about is like, how does the choice of tool that you're using supplement to express who this person is? So I really want you to think before you jump into it and don't do a digital drawing because you're comfortable with doing the digital drawing. Somehow that technique has to relate to who this person is or what they represent. I think that's really important. So it's a little bit of thinking before you jump into it. And I know everybody wants to do what they're most comfortable doing. And sometimes you need to challenge yourself a little bit and reach in the other direction. There you go.
Yes, push yourself, extend
Push yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to assignment B. It's going to be one drawing or painting based on the lyrics of the Gorillaz song Plastic Beach. I love this song. I'm so glad that you chose this, Kadi. This is an incredible song. If you haven't heard it, you got to listen to it on repeat and get inspired by it. Consider the emotion, the lyrics, the painting or pacing, and then the impact of the song. It's a really incredible song, and let that fuel you as you're working on this drawing or painting. It also says, push your imagination to create an original illustration, not in the style of other artists or illustrators, okay? This has to be your point of view, your specific style, because really we want to see who you are through the lens of animation. That's really what we're going for. How are you going to be in this community? Who are you? What's your artistic voice? Anything to add?
Precisely. Yeah. And I'd like to encourage you guys not to look at the gorillas have amazing music videos. We know it, they're animated, the animated characters and the band members are really iconic. Try to deviate from that, so don't even look at it because it's really hard to unsee things. So just purely listen to the song and explore what you feel when you're listening to it.
Yeah. Put in those AirPods, put in those, you know, Beats by Dre, those headphones, and just like lose yourself in this world.
Yeah.
Plastic Beach. I mean, listen to the whole album. I plugged this whole album. It's one of my
Yeah, agreed.
favorite.
It's a great album. Everything almost is from the Gorillaz, honestly.
So good. It's so good. All right, assignment C, a series of 5 life drawing plant/animal sketches. These sketches should demonstrate your observational and life drawing skills. You want to note the time and the place of each location on your drawings and use a variety of techniques and subjects from your surroundings. So, you know, post up somewhere and draw, you know, sketch, post up, look at what your, you know, your environment is, capture that, and then note the time and the place.
Yeah. And really, guys, so usually we kind of try to make these assignments sort of different from last year's assignments. This year, there's no humans involved in it. It could be the same animal if you guys have a cat or a dog or a bird or I don't know, reptile, that's cool. I would really want to see that you pick up a pencil, you pick up a pen, you pick up a marker, you do some digital sketches. So again, the diversity of the tools is really super important here. And observational drawing is all about, do you see the little details that make that thing? Don't just draw what you think it looks like, but try to draw what it looks like. And most importantly, don't work from photo. I always know when you work from photo, it has a totally different feel. It just does because it's dead and you copied it. So a live thing is the most important part of this assignment. And needless to say, all these drawing skills that are going to be displayed with this project, this is kind of like, I'd say almost 50% of the animation program. There is a lot of drawing and there's a lot of live drawing. So we're gonna drill those skills in for you guys.
Yeah, brush up on it now while you have the chance. And then I love this one too, because it gives you an opportunity to like get out in the world, to observe, to really immerse yourself in an environment and be specific.
And there's so much to see, right? We live in California. It's not like a flat land. It's like, oh, it's full of stuff.
That's right. Come on. Assignment D, you're going to upload a video of an animation you created. Your video should demonstrate your understanding of motion, and your video should not exceed 2 minutes. This is important. Don't exceed 2 minutes. You know, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to all of these, you know, rules of the assignments and not go, you know, overboard with this stuff. And then, Kati, can you explain the please do not send rotoscope work?
Rotoscoping is this idea that you take in live action footage into your software and you just trace over it. And it looks really cool. And I don't want to put this in your mind, you guys, but the aha, take on me music video, that's rotoscoping. It's brilliant. It's beautiful. However, it doesn't show me anything about your animation skills. So it's not that I don't like rotoscoping. I love it. But in this situation, it's not going to help at all because everything you animate is based on a motion that was performed by a live action entity. So don't rotoscope, use animation principles, use actual animation that you created. Don't base it on live action. Okay.
Well said. Assignment E, upload a video recording of yourself addressing the following questions. The first is, the animation program requires that each student complete 5 difficult projects in only 4 weeks. Why do you want to be in CSSSA Animation 2024? You know, and this is a really great, you know, usually the visual arts, they don't ask you to record yourself. I love, Kati, that you put this in there. You have to speak, you have to, you know, include this recording of yourself explaining why you want to be a part of this community, why you want to be in this program. I love this. Anything else to add,
I
Kadi?
think this is so important. So first of all, are you ready for those 5 difficult projects in 4 weeks? You know, everybody, when they hear it, they all have like a mild breakdown because it's like, no way, we cannot do that much. Yes, you can. There are generations of CISA kids who did it before you, and they actually had less tools available and less resources. But really, we want to know, why do you want to be there?
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to talk about and express your thoughts and feelings on the topic. So yeah, I'm really excited about this assignment.
Yeah. And
It's,
if
it's articulating those reasons. So was it because your best friend applied and you wanted to spend a month with them? That's not enough. It's great. Some people get in like that. However, I want to see why you're passionate about it.
And we get this question sometimes in the performing arts when they have to record a video. You know, some people ask, hey, should I write it out and then read it, or should I just kind of speak off the cuff? You know, I like to say, yeah, definitely plan out a little bit of what you would like to say or what you want
Yes.
to come across. But then instead of just like reading and saying, you know, let it be natural, know what you want to say, but then keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it specific.
Yes. And
That's
it's
your
not for the public, but I think that's a really good, because I have to do things like this as well. And it's really difficult because sometimes you forget all the words that you, especially if you're like me, English is a second language, all of a sudden all these words come in with another language. And I think it's ideal if you kind of write it up, you have a structure, you maybe practice a little bit and just say it. It is going to be a private recording. It is not shared with anyone. You're just literally talking to me, actually. Yeah, and now you
putting
have
this
a
on
people
YouTube.
you're talking to. Yeah. Not putting it anywhere.
All right, assignment F. One type statement, 150 words or less, addressing the following topic. Why did you choose the artist for assignment A? How do they inspire you? What do they contribute to your life? Explain your artistic direction with this illustration. Why did you choose this particular technique to create their portrait? What inspired your color choices or lack thereof? You know, basically just, it's like a little mini artist statement with this one particular artist in this assignment. Be as specific as you can in this 150 words or less.
And it goes back to that, right? The same thing, like, what's your intention? Why did you choose the artist is one thing, but why did you choose all these other things? Is it because that's your best skill and you just want it to be comfy, or did you think about it? I want to see thinking about your choices. And there's no right or wrong. I just want to see that you put something into that and you thought about the direction you took. You weren't just jumping in.
Well said. Okay, finally, let's talk about assignment saving. So we want you to save all your assignments with the first initial and the last name, followed by the appropriate letter for each submission. So you can look on the screen at the examples, J Smith _ A B C D. So basically, you're going to save all of these assignments, which correspond with the letter. You know, this requires a little bit of organization, definitely. But again, this is good experience for you on your, you know, animation trajectory, in your animation career. Do that stuff now, organize now, and follow the directions. Anything else to add, Kadi?
You said it so well. Animation, believe it or not, everyone, it is all about organization and it's very meticulous. And yes, you have to be able to, this is only 6 different things. You can do this. I believe in you. You can organize yourself.
Wonderful. All right, that is it for the slide presentation. I'm going to stop the share. And then I will pin Kadi and I, and we will, or maybe I'll spotlight, and then we will answer your questions, or mostly Kadi will answer your questions.
If I can, yeah.
If you can, exactly.
We have
So
one thing in the chat. One brave participant for assignment C, the place I live in doesn't have many animals. Yeah, that's cool. What about, no, leave out the figure drawing of people. What about plants? I feel like you should be able to find plants because it said plant / animal. That's why I kept it loose.
You can do either.
Or Claudia, yeah, either both or.
And on that note, Kadi, you
Yeah.
want it to be like I'm observing in person. I'm not observing on the TV or.
Yeah, same thing. Like this should be a live creature of some sort. And I'd say there's a really good question. How many? I'd say you're gonna organize it on one page probably. I wanna see about 5, 6 drawings.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Another question for the recording of myself. Do I have to record myself on camera or can I record my voice? That's a good
I
question.
wanna see you talking to me. Just hold your phone. I know you can do like a thing where I only see this or that. I don't know. You can wear a mask, whatever. But that's to be honest with you guys, you're gonna be part of a community. I believe we have 60 space available in animation, and you will be talking in front of other people all the time, and you have to be comfortable enough to record yourself. Again, I'm your public. So it's not like you're gonna talk to hundreds of people. So yeah, you need to get the courage up to talk to me.
Yeah, and
Oh,
this isn't a self-tape. You don't need the
yeah,
flashy lighting or anything. Just, selfie style. Why not?
yeah.
We have another question. How do things exactly work in the program? What do we do there?
Oh, okay. Well, you're gonna be rotating between animation and live drawing classes. And basically, you will be working on something from morning to evening. We have classes from about 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., I believe, with one lunch break. And then that's Monday through Friday. And Saturday, we have visiting artists. And throughout the week, we also have, I'd say about at least 2 nights a week, we have actually visiting artists or faculty presentations. And you are working on those 5 projects. They are systematically built, so your skills are building with it.
Nice.
Mm.
Are there any specifications about the audio for the animated project?
No. Meaning the one that you submit, is that I assume? No.
Yeah, I would say like soundtrack or
I
anything
mean,
like.
if you have it, that's great. If you don't, you don't. I want to see your ability to interpret motion and animate moving objects or characters. Yeah.
For the life drawing assignment, can we do animals in environments that show perspective as well? Or is it just supposed to be more of a spotlight on just the animal?
If you want to take it as far as you want to take it, I'm excited to see that. It's pretty challenging. So usually when we talk about observational drawing, we probably reduce it to the figure or to the element that you're drawing. But if you want to challenge yourself and submit something more complex, totally. Yeah.
Love that. We have another question. Can someone else record me while I am working and I speak to the camera?
Interesting, creative ideas. Yeah, sure.
Like those Vogue interviews, like
Would be
70
like,
questions.
I love these creative angles immediately. How you guys challenge the assignment. Aye, aye, aye. Okay, let's do it. Let's see the next.
For the understanding of motion animation, is it fine if it is animated with/to music, or should it be muted? And bonus, for the drawing of our favorite artists, is there any dimensions you would prefer?
I don't think there's any dimension. You guys have to upload these projects, so you will have to take a decent photo if it's analog, like if it's painted or drawn. Sometimes that seems to be a challenge. Sometimes I get really bad photographs because what happens is when you're trying to photograph something from above, there is a shadow of your phone on it. If you guys could think about the end result, right, that you have to submit it online, I would recommend, if you are not working digitally, to draw in a dimension that fits a scanner in your area. Or think about professional photography. I think the best thing to do is actually photographing outside as well, but I do not have a requirement. Obviously, it should be not tiny. I don't want to see this little, right? It should be, I would say a minimum size at 8.5 by 11, which is a printing paper.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Can we reference the artist's work in their portrait?
Yeah, I think that's cool. Yeah. And I think we didn't talk about the audio situation with the animation. I think we answered that though. If you want to animate to music, that's a great vehicle to design your thing. But again, I'm interested in your animation skills, not your editing skills or audio editing skills. So it might be a little too much energy spent in the wrong direction. But whatever helps you guys. Yeah.
Cool. Another question, are the plants supposed to be with the animals? For example, squirrel and tree?
It is and or. So again, I'm just not, I don't want humans this time. Last year's it was all about figures and people, and now we are not doing figures and people. If you want the plant with the animal, you draw a plant with the animal, but that topic of your drawings should be plants and animals.
Nice.
Yeah.
How many people will be admitted to the program?
60.
Clean, love it.
I think this is the number. Actually, the number is not determined by me. I believe it's about the director of the program will determine that.
Yeah, each program kind of breaks down differently. So, visual arts is the biggest program, but they also have, it's kind of a program within a program because you can major and minor and stuff. So it all shakes down a little differently.
Yeah.
Should assignment D be a reel of different principles of animation? And should it be colored or can it be left uncolored as a pencil test? And can I still include a round character like a tomato jumping out of excitement and demonstrating a squash or a stretch? Or is that similar to the bouncing ball?
Yeah, bouncing ball is a little basic. So I'd say it is anything that you think is your best animation. I do not care about being colored or not colored. It's just remember the basic idea. I want to see how well you can animate, and I could see that no matter how much you color. If you can't animate, you can't animate. It's okay too, but you can't fake this. You do have to think about finishing the motion up rather than cleaning it up perfectly. Obviously, if you already had an animated short and you want to show that or parts of that, that's cool. But if you're making specific things for this assignment, it's a good idea to think about the principles of animation and display them.
Wonderful. There's another question. What does the typical schedule look like at CSSSA? We kind of already went over that. Do you want to go over it again or should we save that for after?
I mean, yeah, you're gonna be working if you want the general schedule every day of the week plus Saturday mornings.
You're gonna be working hard. Another question, is tracing your own body parts, such as your hands, considered rotoscoping?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't really imagine this right now, but anything that's being if you're referencing your own body parts, that's different, right? Because we always reference things, but if you record stuff and then you're going to use it underneath your footage, if you guys are uncertain what rotoscoping is, this would be a perfect opportunity for you to Google it, look it up, and don't do that. That's it.
So good. Look it up and don't do it. We have another question here. When drawing the plants, can we draw the plants in an environment with other things? For example, if we're drawing a harbor with plants.
Yeah, as I said, everything is all good.
Perfect. What do the assignments mean by original style? Is a realistic approach okay?
If that is your style, right? Original style means what is you. And you all have a voice and you all have a different way of looking at the world. And I'd like you to find that. So what I don't want is you taking any of the assignments and execute it in, I don't know, an anime style, Disney style, Cartoon Network style. That is not your style. That's an established studio style. So it's not really about being realistic. It's more about doing something that is true to you and not copying someone else's version of that reality.
Great. How will classes be grouped? Will there be an initial assessment based on current skill level?
No, but I basically take the 60 students because of the facilities and basically the classroom sizes, and you are absolutely 100% randomly broken into 4 different groups. There's no skill levels or anything. considered with the groups. It's really just about your cohort, and sometimes two groups are actually in the same classroom. Sometimes at the very beginning, all of you are crammed in together. It's just really difficult to manage 60 students, so you don't get the attention you need and you don't have the equipment you need. So that's why we break it into groups, but it has nothing to do with skill level.
Right. For the plastic beach illustration, can we add photographs that we've taken of ourselves?
Collaging, yeah, that's cool. But it is still an illustration, so I want to see how do you connect those into your concept.
Great. Is it okay to showcase some of my other work during my answering of the questions video? I don't draw many plants or animals, but felt maybe that it would be better to show more of my work.
Okay, if you have something to add to why, like let's say you guys are stop motion oriented and want to show puppets or whatever, yeah, that if whatever you're showing is telling me why you want to be there, because we have really cool stop motion artists in our program. In fact, one of the faculty members, that's her specialty, so totally perfect time to show it off. Why do you want to be there? Because I do this as well, and this relates to it, so yeah.
Great. Another question for the animated video assignment. What kinds of animations are being looked at for in the application? Is there free reign on exercises and techniques submitted, or are there certain skills or techniques, bouncing ball, sack, that are being looked for?
I do not look for bouncing ball and the bouncing sack or a falling feather or a falling leaf. Those are exercises that beginning animation students do to learn the principles of animation. So whatever is your best is what you're gonna show me in that assignment. And the only rule was no rotoscoping. And now everybody, however many people we have here, 41 people, will be looking at what the hell is rotoscoping. So at least you learned something tonight.
That's right. We're going to drive a lot of traffic to that video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it. Is there a certain time you want us to draw the animals or plants by, like a certain time range you want us to meet, like quick gestural 1 to 5 minutes, long observational studies up to an hour?
No, these meant to be fast, definitely not 1 hour. They are sketches. So
Cool.
yeah, I don't know, half hour is the maximum. It's that when you're stuck in a really stupid meeting and you're drawing the plant in the corner. Meet it for a half hour, but yeah, this is supposed to be fast, you guys.
Perfect. Do the life drawings have to be submitted as one? If there are 5 separate drawings, do we need to combine them into one document? I think you talked about this.
Yeah, usually we don't care. It is easier to view them if they're compiled into one, but if you guys submit 5, that's fine. Just don't stress out of that part. It's not the point of this, yeah.
Cool. Is there a preferred length for the video of why we want to be in CSSSA?
Well, yeah, I mean, keep it keep it under, I don't know, 5 minutes. Yeah, you don't need to give me an epic. And if it's 30 seconds, it's 30 seconds, so it's cool. But you
Yeah.
should be able to, I mean, I don't know how much you have to tell me. That is up to you. But I hope you have enough to say that that I could be convinced that yes, you need to be here.
Love that. Do you have a particular writing structure in mind for the type statements or any requirements for the statement outside of the prompt?
No, we're not writers, we're animators. Yeah.
Right from the heart.
But you write from the heart. Thank you for saying that. No ChatGPT, please don't do that. There's no point. There's no point in cheating or shortcutting on any of this, because I need to get the essence of you guys. And this is your opportunity. I don't need to get the essence of ChatGPT, right? I don't need to get the essence of your best friend who is a writing major. I need you. I need to know you. That's why all of these assignments, none of them are supposed to be obstacles to push you away. They're supposed to be an opportunity for you to show me who you are.
It's the most important.
Yeah, yeah.
For the animation requirement, can we put in many short animations that add up to 2 minutes?
Yeah, and you don't have to do 2 minutes. I'm limiting it at 2 minutes because sometimes people you could do an edit of your best things. You could just, and you guys, you will learn in life, but sometimes it's better to show less. Just show me your best stuff that you feel is the most representational of your animation skills.
Amazing. How many people are admitted from outside of California?
That is not up to me. It always differs. Again, Jessica knows this. It depends on application for other programs, in fact, because there's a very limited amount of spots, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
There's about 20 spots for all the 7 disciplines. So, because we're a California state program, we want to make sure the large majority of our population are California students. So very small amount of spots from out of state.
And it's always allocated differently. So sometimes animation gets quite a lot of spots because there's not a lot of applicants for other programs. So I cannot answer that, unfortunately.
Is any medium fair game for any of the assignments? Obviously not the written or the video ones, but the drawing ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, surprise me. I like original thoughts and ideas and crazy stuff. Yeah.
Does the artist in the portrait have to be someone well known, or can it be someone we know personally / locally that doesn't have an online presence?
Absolutely. Anyone that inspires you.
Great.
Seriously. Yeah.
And then that last assignment, I think it's E, then you can talk about who
Then you
that.
can talk about it exactly because I want to know why. Like, why do you choose that person? Yeah.
Will the students be provided food and accommodations? I can answer that. Yes, you will. Room and board, definitely. You'll be put in a dorm room and you'll get 3 to 4 meals a day. So you can bring any kind of snacks or anything else that's going to make you comfortable, but all your basic needs will be met, and all of your materials will be provided for you.
Yes.
Bring
Yeah.
any laptop or tablet or anything that you need, but
Correct. Yeah. For animation, we do ask you bring your own if you want to, but you will be provided computers and down shooters, which you don't even know what they are, but everything's there.
cool. Would the animation be like clear finished line art, or can it be still rough?
B is, guys, you think I remember the numbers really, or the letters? Which one is B? Someone tell me. I'm trying to pull this up. Animation B, the gorilla song. Yes, I think that would be a finished type of piece. That's not a rough one. The rough one is for the light drawing series, number C. Number B is an illustration that should be, again, I mean, if your feelings on the topic are like extremely like loose and whatever, you still can make this a finished illustration. Think
Right.
of it as an illustration, not a sketch. Yeah.
We did just answer this next one. Would we need to bring an iPad or device? You can bring one if you have it, definitely, but you don't need to bring one.
Yep.
All that stuff will be provided for you. Does there need to be a specific amount of plants or animals in these sketches?
I think we answer that. We're looking for 5 to 6 sketches.
Cool. For the plant animal assignments, after I drew my dog, I colored it in detail and referenced a photo. So would that still be okay to submit?
Again, thinking outside the box. Yeah, sure. Fine. If that was drawn by, it is the real animal that you capture the essence. But since you have the dog, you might as well just do sketches of the dog. The idea here is that if you want to be in animation, you will be sketching onto the rest of your life. This is how it is. You have to like it. You have to enjoy it. And that's just kind of a warm-up for it.
Yeah. If our style is cartoonish, but not directly based off of a source material, can we still use it?
Well, if that's your style, yeah. Like you feel like you developed it and you have this, edge to it, yeah, sure.
Here's another question we've already answered. Is there a particular writing structure in mind for the type statements? Nope, right
No.
from the heart. Make
Yeah.
sure you express yourself. That's the structure.
Yeah.
These 2 questions are very similar. How many submissions did you receive for 2022 and 2023? And on average, how many applications do we receive per year?
I can't remember, but I will average it out. I feel like, Jessica, I don't know if you know numbers. I feel like over 300 every year, I think. It varies. Some years are bigger, some years are less, but yeah.
Yeah, and we also don't publish like the numbers of like, ooh, how many got in versus how many applied,
No.
and because it's not about the whole competition, it's more about we want to see you, we want to know who you are. Don't focus on how many people applied. Just give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it important to incorporate more mediums or other things in assignment B? For example, adding paper cutout bottles like collage.
Well, as I said, B is up to you. I think whatever feelings surface when you listen to the song, you do what you do. You do you. So is it important? I mean, I don't know what your vision is of this. I don't know if it's important. It would be probably interesting,
Mm.
right? I feel like knowing the song, I would feel like it would be very difficult to do it without colors even, or with a pencil, or I don't know, but it's up to you guys. I want to see your interpretation. I think that's really interesting to see what you feel when you listen to that song.
I wish I could see these. I love that song. How recently do we have had to create the sketches?
You know, one thing I noticed when I look at the applications, that you guys tend to do those drawings on the same day because you're like, oh my God, it's due. I would say stretch it out, like, if you haven't done them yet, and you're now considering applying, then start now. It's literally 5, it says 5 live drawing. There we go. I said it, and people keep on asking how many. 5. The number is 5. It's in the list. I think you have plenty of time to do 5 sketches of plants or animals or both. So
Uh,
don't do it the same day.
yeah,
That's why you're supposed to note when and where you did it. Yeah.
perfect. Should we add color to the life sketches? This person tends to work with watercolors. Is it encouraged to color or just leave it as a sketch?
That's cool. I love colors, but read the assignment because I'm asking for different tools. So the watercolor is actually listed there. Markers are listed, color pencils are okay. So do whatever, but don't do all of them in the same way.
Another question is, can the videos be scripted and have edits, or is it done CalArt style? And how long should it be? Would love to know what CalArt style
I don't
is.
know, but also videos, like which one, the one of yourself or your animation could be a reel that's edited to music if you really have that type of energy at this point, or just string together, or I think it's easier. I do believe you can upload several pieces, but I don't know because I never had to upload. I wasn't on that end.
Mm,
Um, yeah, just, keep it simple, guys. I feel like the energy should be put into the content rather than the delivery of things.
yeah.
In terms of the videos, for sure.
Is it okay if some parts of the animation were done before this month, for example, December 2023?
Oh yeah, a lot of people submit works that they have done throughout the years because that's their best stuff, absolutely. Not, I mean, I feel like obviously the first 2 assignments are completely unique because you should not have known about it. So whenever we posted these, and Jessica, we posted them like a month ago or so. When did this open up online? So that's when you first heard. So those should have been done. Unless miraculously you had an amazing illustration of the Gorillaz Plastic Beach song. You just had
And a
it,
few.
and you now feel like, oh my God, the stars are aligned. Yeah.
About how many different styles should we do?
Okay, I assume this would be the live drawing question, since there's 5 of them, 5 different, I don't know if the styles meant for that or what this discussion pertaining to.
Yeah, maybe
I mean,
clarify
that would be tools. I don't know about styles.
on mediums. Ash, and I'm wondering if are you talking about a specific assignment, or are you just speaking about the application in general? How many styles should you use? Clarify in the chat and we'll come back to
Yeah, and I would have to say style is one. That's you. That's
you.
the style. In terms of mediums, again, it would be decided based on who's your favorite artist, and then what do you feel about the Gorilla song? And then with the live drawing, this is the only assignment where I'm really specifying that I'd want to see different tools. Because if you're really good at digital sketching and you're gonna do Procreate and you're gonna do all 5 sketches with that, that doesn't tell me enough about you.
Mm.
And I want to see what you can do in different mediums.
Right.
Mhm.
What animation software do we use at CSSSA?
Adobe Animate.
Great. How long should the animation be from until it is no longer representational of our current skills?
Well, you should only show me your current skills. So if you have 30 seconds that shows you your best skills currently, then that's what you have. The
Yeah,
2 minutes is really like the maximum. And if you have so much that you're like, oh my God, I could give her 10 minutes, give me 2 minutes of your best of the best. You just have to show what you could do with it.
yeah, highlight reel if you have that much. If you don't, again,
I like that.
just don't exceed 2 minutes. Does the artist portrait have to be mostly realistic or can it be stylized with proper proportion?
Yeah, totally. Like that, again, there's a lot of freedom, and I'm expecting you to explore your imagination on the first 2 assignments. Number 3, the assignment C with the live drawing, that's supposed to be realistic because that's observational drawing. So that's when you have to be kind of trying to draw what you see in front of you. But the portrait of the artist and the illustration of the song is totally up to you guys.
Wonderful. Will we be allowed to bring instruments? Should we bring costumes, masks as well?
That's outside of my, yeah, what do you think, Jessica? Basically, you're not gonna have a lot of time to have fun with it, but hey, yeah, whatever. The animators are the most hardworking group on the whole entire seesaw situation. There's some programs that are a little bit less constrained, but you guys will, though you will have fun, but you will be working on thingies. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can
So
definitely bring clothing, costumes that express your personal style. Totally.
but I
And
have to say, if you think you're gonna come there for a month and playing the guitar and that's not what's happening. This is not a summer camp.
yeah,
It is a summer program for college credit, and everybody works very, very hard earning that and really learns a ton.
yeah.
Yeah.
When we reference our artist's work, can we use their style or should it be restyled?
I think that's fine. I've seen some really nice interpretations where the artist style was the style they use. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah.
For the plant and animal sketches, do you want everything realistic or should the sketches just demonstrate your understanding of translating an image of a subject into a picture?
I think we answered that and it's realistic. Yes. That's observational drawing.
And can the 5 sketches be 5 spread pages? We answered that.
Yeah.
You can if you need to, but
And if you need to, yeah.
it's
But
all.
if you can edit them in Photoshop into one, it's easier, whatever. It's easier for you to upload. Trust me, you're gonna be like uploading a bunch of things and make sense of it, yeah.
Will this recorded session be on YouTube to view? Yes, it will. We'll try to get that out in the next week if you join late so that you can see the first part of this. So go to the CSSSA Foundation's webpage and it will be uploaded. Oh, I think this was the clarification of can the videos be scripted or have edits?
Which videos? Yeah. What's the clarification?
CalArt style, as in the video is unscripted and unedited. So I believe that's the what were we thinking? It was the
I feel like it's the recording of yourself you're talking about, perhaps. Again, put it in the chat, which one? I mean, animation is animation. I don't see how you script that. So this must be the video recording of yourself. It should be as natural. I mean, please don't spend hours and hours rehearsing this, but do think about what you want to say. But I'm looking for you as a human. Like if you were to be interviewing and applying for a position or a program, at least where I come from, there were interviews where you're in front of a committee and they ask you these very same questions and you have to be able to talk about it. So think of it this way. Don't overthink that, you guys. Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
When will we get the results? If we get in or not? I would say late April, early May, maybe even mid-April. if we finish early enough, but you will be emailed whether or not you get in. For the life sketches in assignment C, should they be quick sketches?
Yeah, because I think we covered this too. They should be, you could do a variety, but the longest thing would be a half hour, as I said. I would rather want to see a quick one structurally there. Yeah.
How much break time / work time for animation will we have for projects? Any fun activities around campus? That's another question.
Okay, so as far as the program goes, you will have breaks, obviously, we're not tormenting you there. We have evening labs, which is where you get together with your peers and you sort of just work on your projects together with a TA. It differs. You obviously have enough because everyone else in the past was able to complete these. And the fun activities is, Jessica, I think you have better ideas on what, I mean, we do. And there's visits to different museums, plays, etc. Go for it.
Yeah, I could talk a little bit about that. We do field trips. We go to the Getty, we go to Disneyland, we see a professional theatrical show at the Ahmanson in downtown LA. Those are just the field trips. And then for recreational activities, there's sports nights, movie nights, game nights, craft nights. There's lots of stuff to do when you're not, in class or, going to something that's specific to your department and you want to just hang out with your friends. There's lots of time to do that. Or not time, but there's opportunities to do that. But in this program,
But
you're gonna be
you're
busy.
gonna be busy, and I want you to guys know that it is mandatory to attend their classes. There's a schedule that you're gonna get for each week, breaking down exactly where you're gonna be, what you're gonna be doing. And it's mandatory. You're not, again, this is a college level program. So when you have to be somewhere, we have to be somewhere. And then Jessica knows really well what happens if someone doesn't show up, because there's like a campus-wide hunt to
That's
find
right.
the person, because we're responsible for you guys and we need to know where you are at any time. So again, it's a structured program.
Structured program, if you need certain accommodations, stuff, basically you just have to communicate with us. If you're
Yes.
sick, go to the nurse. We just got to make sure we know where you are and you are where
Yes,
you're supposed to be when you're supposed to be there.
absolutely. Yeah.
Another question is, if we have an ability like synesthesia and that takes an influence and effect on our art, is it okay to talk about that with the written aspect and the video?
That's awesome.
Great.
Good
And
for you. That's a really cool skill, in my opinion. You see the world in a very different way.
that's
Good.
right.
Yeah.
Synesthesia is incredible. And are aspects like religious imagery and creative backgrounds okay for the portrait, or is it more of just the person?
No, so again, the portrait and the illustration of the song, it's supposed to have a feeling. So everything is okay with that, right? Because you're trying to tap into, especially with the song, you're tapping into that one particular message and feeling that you perceive from it. But with your artist, that's the same thing. There must be reasons and everything goes. That's sort of like an illustration of what they represent to you.
Yeah.
So you can include other things.
People become friends with other people that got accepted into the program. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think you become friends before you come to campus, actually. Yeah, it's a very tight thing, and the alumni organization is huge. Jessica, you're an alumna, so you can speak to that, but I'm sure you're friends with your CSSSA friends still.
Oh, yeah. People make friends for life, and not just in your own department. You may be rooming with people from other departments. You may be sitting at lunch with people from other departments. This is a great opportunity to socialize and make friends for life.
Yeah.
We have a clarification for the instrument bringing. They mentioned it just because they're wondering if they could use it for to soundtrack their projects.
Awesome. Yeah. As I said, you guys can bring anything. It's just, I just don't want you to have this vision of you floating around and I don't know, playing music, singing with flowers. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I just saw this in my hand. I'm like, oh no. But that's really great that you play music and you're interested in animation. That's a cool combination.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In the live sketches, this person tends to add a lot of detail and texture. Would adding these features be all right?
Of course.
Great. Somebody's asking about guest speakers this year.
Mhm.
If you have any information about that, probably a bit too early.
Too early, but we are basically, we have a structure and an arc of our program that goes through specific things that we cover, and we always bring guest speakers that are working in that particular part of animation, or they can add to what you're learning in class, so they always supplement what you get from your teachers. And it's a really awesome way to sort of see what it's really like to work in the animation industry and what are the ups and the downs and yeah, the reality of it, because maybe you're gonna end up at CISA thinking, okay, I love it, I never want to work in that industry, but I want to do my own thing and I want to be an independent artist. Or maybe you're gonna be like, oh my god, that's it, that's what I've always been looking for. We want to inform you so you know what you do with yourself
Yeah.
after CISA.
Do people have to complete projects with other accepted members as partners, or are the projects independent?
Independent, but you do have to complete your projects, and I want to emphasize that it is part of you getting that college credit. Each and every project has to be completed, and it's all you. You will be working together in a sense that next to you there will be the same project being done with someone else is doing their own, but you're doing your own thing. It's not collaborative.
Are boobs okay in the painting?
Well, if you have a reason and you can explain to me in assignment F why that was necessary, then yeah,
Cool.
right?
How can someone make themselves stand out as a out-of-state applicant? Is there different criteria for admissions that we're looking for?
No, but I have to say the out-of-state students, and just to clarify, everyone who's not in California, so even if you're from China, whatever, Germany, whatever country we could think of right now, it would be considered the same. So applicants who got in from out of state usually had incredible skills, like, because that's the fact, that's how you stand out, you're just so good. But we had to reject just amazing people every year because there's simply not enough spots. Yeah.
If you and a friend both get in together, is it possible to room together? I can answer this.
Yep.
Yes, it is. All
It
you have to
is.
do is when you get your housing survey, you just have to both name each other to make sure you can live together.
That's cool. I didn't know that. I like
Yeah.
that. But to see to this, you guys, you will be mostly with other majors, right? Which I think is great.
Yeah, unless you
Yeah.
specify, hey, I only want to room with animation people.
Really? They do that? I didn't even know
Some people
that.
do.
This
Some
is the
do.
way to meet people. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
and CSIS, it fosters a really great kind of interdisciplinary commingling. So I always say it's really great to not just hang out with people in your department.
Yeah, because you
Yep,
will be hanging out with them anyways. Yeah.
right. You spend all day with them, meet
Yeah.
some other people.
Meet someone new. Yeah.
How would we deal with laundry while we're there? The dorms have laundry machines on each floor. If you've never done your own laundry before, this is a good time to learn or come in already knowing how to do
Or
it.
practice. Yeah, you still have once. You can practice. Your mom and dad will be so happy.
They will.
Yeah, look at all the growth.
Are the dorms set up to be co-ed or separated? Any room decorations and extra things welcomed? I can answer this. You can specify in your housing survey if you want to be in dorms that are your gender, or, if you want to be in dorms of a different gender, or if you're an ally, you can definitely specify that on your housing survey, and we will do our best to put you with people where you feel most comfortable. And then you are allowed to bring anything that's going to make you feel comfortable, but there is certain stuff that you can't bring, like candles, or extension cords. And when you get in, all of that stuff will be sent to you. So it will be very clear what you can bring and what you can't bring. Will we learn about different animated related jobs or animation related jobs?
Yeah, that's exactly when the guest speakers come in. So yes, and you will be able to talk to them. So usually the way it goes, again, there's some Saturday meetings with them and some evenings, and basically they do about an hour presentation about their job, and then you get to ask questions. And actually, they're very honest and they love answering your questions.
Well, we're coming about to the end of our time here. So I see 3 more questions in the chat. We'll try to answer them really quickly and then we will close this out. For the song, do you think an abstract piece would be good, or are you looking for something more realistic for the
No,
song?
I mean, as I said, the song is up to you, and abstract is great too. If that's the feeling that bubbles up when you listen to the music, then try to focus on that emotion you feel while listening.
Yeah.
That should be the guide.
Are there certain types of animation that are recommended? There's some experimental stop motion animation from a previous reel that they've made before the application's open. So would you accept that?
Oh yeah, I totally am interested looking at stop motion as well as experimental animation, whatever you have.
Great. Will people refer to me with my preferred pronouns?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, when we get really tired, everybody's gonna get jumbled up, especially, for example, me. In my language, there are no pronouns, so that's great because now I get to mix up everybody's pronouns all the time. I've been doing this as the original inventor of this since the last 20 years. So yes, we do respect your choices. We also respect your, preferred name if you don't want to go with the one that is officially on the paper. So yes.
Great. And the last question I see here in the chat, is there a disadvantage for self-taught artists? I was unable to take art classes for many years, and I'm finally in my first one this year. If my skills from self-teaching are up to par, does that transcript part have an effect?
No, and I think this is a great opportunity when you talk about yourself to talk about these type of things, like yet you never had access to certain type of education, or because yes, there are people in life who start animating really early on because they're blessed with circumstances where, I don't know, they have a family member who's an animator or whatever. So they're exposed to these ideas and things. And obviously, honestly, in arts, and I think Jessica can attest to this, we call it pencil mileage in animation, but basically in every discipline, it's the amount of time you invested, the more you invest in it, the better you get, period. And that's that. And,
Mhm.
and you can all be good. You just have to commit to the amount of time that it takes. So if this is your journey and you just discovered that you want to do this and you just took your first art class and you're self-taught, please tell me that in that video recording and tell me that's why you want to come, whatever, right? Like, as I said, be honest about why you would like to be here. Yeah,
Wonderful.
hopefully that helped.
This last question, will this recorded session be made available on the CISA website? No, it will be on the YouTube page. So just go to YouTube, search CISA or CISA Foundation. You'll be able to find this recorded info session. Kadi, thank you so much for answering
My pleasure.
this. And I
It's
hope
my
everyone
pleasure.
applies. We're doing lots more info sessions, general info sessions, financial aid info sessions this month. So you can go to the CISA website and sign up for another webinar. And then fill out those applications and submit them.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye,
you so much.
everybody. See
Bye,
you in the
everyone.
summer. Bye.